The IEC is holding a seminar to encourage young people to vote. But are they interested? And what is their view on the cities and townships they live in? Well, reporter Moloko Moloto is finding out. He's at that seminar. Moloko, thank you so much for joining us. The vote of the youth is always a major talking point, but especially this year, as we're more than 20 years into our democracy. So we have a bigger number of those so-called born frees that would be expected to make their mark. What is the IEC expecting in terms of the youth voter turnout?
That is very true, Marcel. In fact, the young people in this country over the years have always been playing a leading role in terms of determining the future. In many respects, we know the role that they played during the 1996 demonstrations. And at this point in time, we understand that they are the majority in this country. However, let me bring into this conversation Shamim Manju. She is the Senior Manager of Civic Education, Research and Knowledge Management within the IEC, just so that we understand clearly how they are, whether they are happy with the number of young people who will be participating. Ma'am, thank you so much. Tell us firstly about the purpose of this seminar. I understand that you have brought young people from many parts of the country. What's going to be happening today?
All right, this is a series of stakeholder events with some of our key stakeholders. And of course, youth in the country. They make up 65% of the population, but on the voters' roll, unfortunately, they're not as visible as we want them to be. And I always say that youth are not the future, they're very much the present. So what we've done in part of these series of 9 stakeholder events is we've brought different groups. We're looking at indigenous people next week in the Northern Cape. We've met with organized labor, we've met with civil society, traditional leadership. So today, the main thing is to galvanize youth, to participate, to engage, to understand the power of their vote.
Yeah. Talking about the power of their vote, tell us about the numbers. I know you're categorizing them between the ages of 18 and 19, and that's where you are unhappy with the number of those who came out to register. Just outline those numbers for us.
We don't have as many in the 18 to 19 cohort as we would like to have. We have about 350,000 voters in that cohort, and that is a challenge for us. Of course, between 18 and 29, we have many, many more voters, and our chairperson will outline the exact figures later. So the challenge is that youth who are registered to vote should be the ones who come to terms within themselves about how they want to engage in the democratic processes and to what extent they feel that they can influence what it is that they need to see happening in the country and what kind of leadership they want.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We appreciate. Well, Marcel, as I was interacting with the Provincial Electoral Office of the IEC a few days back here in Limpopo, she was expressing her frustration that, in fact, the young people generally are not interested, to a point where they are not even aware of who the state president is when they go out into schools to interact with them. In fact, yesterday we had even a university student at the University of Venda who did not understand the link between VBS and the politics in the country. So I guess not only the IEC but also political parties seemingly did not do enough to make sure that they bring young people to come out and register to vote in large numbers.
Very important bit of work being done there today in Polokwane. Moloko Moloto joining us live there from that IEC venue.